Dolly Parton, a country music icon and an American legend known for her versatile talents in singing, writing, acting, and directing, is celebrated for her wit and charm. Despite a challenging upbringing in a one-room cabin in Tennessee, Dolly emerged as a self-made success story, driven by her resilience and talent. With a childhood filled with hardships including sharing a bed with siblings and bathing in rivers, Dolly credits her parents for teaching her the values of thrift and financial responsibility. She cherishes the lessons learned from her humble beginnings and remains grateful for her blessings. Her experiences growing up in the Appalachian Mountains inspired her songwriting, with hits like Coat of Many Colors showcasing her deep connection to her roots and her family. Dolly's early years were marked by tragedy when she was entrusted with caring for her infant brother, only to lose him shortly after his birth. Despite the challenges and heartaches she has faced, Dolly remains a beacon of strength and positivity, always pushing forward with grace and determination. Her life story, filled with triumphs and setbacks, is a testament to her resilience and unwavering spirit. Dolly Parton's journey from a humble beginning to worldwide fame is a true American success story, showcasing the power of talent, hard work, and unwavering perseverance. She continues to inspire millions with her music, acting, and philanthropic efforts, leaving a lasting legacy as an icon of resilience and grace in the entertainment industry. Larry's death was a tragedy for the whole family, but it hit Dolly particularly hard. All these decades later, she can still recall the heartbreak she felt when her baby passed away, and she's never quite gotten over the loss. Dolly Parton's musical talent was nurtured by her family, especially her grandfather, a Pentecostal preacher who introduced her to gospel, country, and bluegrass music. She began writing songs at 7, got her first guitar at 8, and started performing on TV at 10, showing her prodigious talent. Leaving her home in the Appalachians after high school, she pursued a career in Nashville. Initially pushed into pop music by her label, Monument Music, due to her looks, she eventually found success with her country music, with hits like Dumb Blonde and Hello, I'm Dolly. In 1967, she joined Porter Wagoner on his TV show, initially facing resistance from his fans who missed the previous female vocalist. However, she quickly won them over, helping the show reach the top of the ratings. Their duets like Just Between You and Me became country music classics. Despite her success, her famous song I Will Always Love You was actually about a professional partnership ending, not a romantic relationship. Dolly's journey from a young girl in Appalachia to becoming a country music icon is a testament to her talent and resilience. Through her music and performances, she has left an indelible mark on the country music industry and continues to inspire generations of musicians and fans. In 1974, a determined 28-year-old Dolly Parton was ready to pursue a solo career, which meant breaking ties with her longtime mentor, collaborator, and friend, Porter Wagoner. For 7 years, she had been a staple on his television show, but it was high time for her to strike out on her own. She had originally planned to stay on the show for 5 years, but ended up staying for 7. She'd paid her dues. Wagoner, however, disagreed and was distraught over her decision to leave, trying to talk her out of it. According to The Boot, Dolly tackled the situation the best way she knew how, by writing a song. After confronting Wagoner, she went home and wrote I Will Always Love You. The next day, she performed it for him, and, deeply touched, Wagoner let her go. It would be nice to end the story there, but Wagoner went on to sue Parton for breach of contract. The two feuded for years before calling a truce and ending up as friends. True to the song, she was by his side when he died. We're not crying. You're crying. In Nashville, Dolly met her husband, Carl Thomas Dean, on her very first day in the city. According to Oprah magazine, the two ran into each other outside the wishy-washy laundromat when Parton was 18 and Dean 21. Dean was struck by Dolly's pretty face, while she was charmed by his sweet and shy demeanor. 2 years later, they tied the knot in Ringgold, Georgia, with only Dolly's mother and the preacher in attendance. The wedding was a rushed affair, partially because Parton's label, Monument Music, worried that becoming a wife could stall her career. But Dolly, never one to be told what to do, eloped with her sweetheart. Her mother made her a dress and a bouquet, and they found a small Baptist church willing to marry them on short notice. Dolly and Carl, who runs an asphalt company, have now been married for more than 50 years, though it hasn't always been easy. At a 1966 BMI dinner where Dolly received a songwriting award for Put It Off Until Tomorrow, Dean told his wife she'd have to attend such events on her own from then on. He wanted nothing to do with the entertainment business, and he stayed true to his word. Dolly, who describes her husband as a romantic, admitted to CNN that he has only seen her perform live a few times and isn't a big fan of her music. "I'm like his little girl, I think," she said. He just worries about that. Growing up in an impoverished family of 12, Dolly often mothered her siblings. Later, when she moved to Nashville to pursue her career, she brought many of her brothers and sisters and their children to live with her, mothering them once again. When she married Carl in 1966, the two lovebirds talked about having children. Dolly told The Guardian that she and her husband wondered what their kids would be like. Would they be tall like him or petite like her? They dreamed and tossed around names, but nothing happened. Her childbearing years came and went, and Dolly and Carl eventually faced the reality that they would never have children of their own. According to Country Living, Dolly Parton has fully embraced her childlessness. In fact, she celebrates it. If she had become a mother, she's not sure she would have been able to tour as extensively as she has or to become the star she was destined to be. Moreover, she's a mother figure to thousands of children worldwide through her children's books, Songs for Young Listeners, and her charity, Imagination Library, which has donated over 100 million free books to kids. Dolly Parton is undoubtedly an optimist. Anyone with her rags to riches story would be. But even Dolly has faced dark times. In the early 80s, she experienced what she called an affair of the heart in the book Dolly on Dolly, Interviews and Encounters with Dolly Parton. At the time, she was married, and the emotional turmoil led her into a deep depression. According to People magazine, the fallout from the affair resulted in binge eating and health issues. She was also dealing with family drama, receiving random death threats, and had just finished filming The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which she described as a nightmare. She cancelled a series of performances and took a 2-year hiatus from the entertainment business. At one point, she found herself staring at her handgun with alarming interest. Then, her dog, Popeye, came running up the stairs, and the sound of his nails on the floor jolted her back to reality. She considers Popeye's appearance at that critical moment a message from God and credits this brush with rock bottom for helping her empathize with the desperate situations of others. Perhaps because her first big hit was Dumb Blonde, people for years dismissed Dolly Parton as a large-breasted, small-brained ditz enslaved to plastic surgery and the spotlight. Even Barbara Walters, a renowned feminist, suggested in a 1977 interview that Parton's penchant for sky-high wigs and bling-encrusted dresses prevented people from taking her seriously. Walters even implied that Parton was a joke, a punchline. But the thing about Dolly? She's smart, funny, brilliant, and quick on her feet. She knows how to build an empire. Just ask AOL Finance, which estimates her net worth at $500 million. Who's laughing now? Dolly is, all the way to the bank. Of course, Dolly would be the first to say that money isn't everything. She never thought of herself as a pretty girl, so she piles on the makeup, high hair, and heels to enhance what God gave her. But you can't argue with the success she's achieved or her colorful comeback to Barbara Walters' misguided condescension. I can afford to piddle around and do diddle around with makeup and clothes and stuff because I am secure with myself. Dolly Parton was, for a long time, famously apolitical. According to Rolling Stone, while filming 9 to 5, she and the very liberal Jane Fonda made a point to avoid political discussions to keep the peace. However, over time, politics found its way to Parton, especially in the realm of gay rights. In the 80s and 90s, she became a gay icon and a favorite among drag queens worldwide. Since then, she has embraced the gay community in numerous ways, including dedicating a special day to the LGBTQ community at her Dollywood theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This move drew the ire of the local Ku Klux Klan chapter, whose members protested Dollywood's Gay Day and periodically sent her death threats. But Dolly, undeterred by hate groups, told the New York Daily News that if she were gay, she would have come out of the closet, just a fly in the dot. Having lived to the ripe young age of 73, Dolly Parton has known her share of loss. Her partner and one-time mentor, Porter Wagoner, died in 2007 at the age of 80. She lost her brother, Floyd, in 2018 at the age of 61. She faced death early on as well. When she was just 9 years old, her infant brother, Larry, with whom she had a special bond, died 4 days after birth. Perhaps one of the most tragic losses was her niece, Tava Parton, who died of a drug overdose at 36. Dolly had tried to help Tava overcome her addiction, even paying for rehab, but Tava succumbed to substance abuse in the end. Just a month before Tava's death in April 2017, Dolly's manager, Don Warden, passed away at 87 from natural causes. Dolly responded to Warden's death with the perfect line, which, of course, she wrote herself, "I will always love you." When Dolly Parton opened her country western theme park, Dollywood, she did so with history in mind. The land had served as an attraction in Pigeon Forge since 1961 when it was the Rebel Railroad. Later, it became Gold Rush Junction. In 1986, Dolly bought the property, adding new attractions, including a chapel and a rocking porch theater. The rest is herstory. Dollywood has become one of America's most popular theme parks, but has also faced serious injuries, leading to lawsuits and bad press. The most recent lawsuit was brought by a mother of two who claims her experience on the River Rush water coaster ended with partial paralyzation. According to TMZ, she was propelled off her seat and struck her spine on a hard surface, leading her to sue Dolly for $2 million.